What's up, guys? It's Tyler. I'm back with another movie review. And as you can tell from the title and from my background, I am doing Jurassic World, World Dominion, which is the third Jurassic World movie. And this is going to be an interesting one because I have a lot to say about it. So I'm going to start out with the things that I liked about it. I liked how they kept Owen and Claire's relationship very consistent, like they were together at the beginning and they stayed together at the end, instead of the first two movies where they were in both, they were broken up at the beginning but then they got back together at the end. If you saw my last review, I told y'all I thought that they should have kept them a couple throughout the second movie. I still stand by that because that didn't need to be a plot line, and that was an unnecessary plot line. But regardless, I did like how they kept Clara and Owen a couple. I like how they brought back Macy and they addressed the cloning in the beginning of the movie, but then that becomes a complaint later in this movie. We'll find out why. And I loved the visualization. Wow, I can't talk. Visualizations of the dinosaurs, the CGI and the animation was very good. I love how they brought back some of the old characters from, the first Jurassic Park movies. That was pretty cool to see them back. But and there was a couple of fight scenes between the dinosaurs that I really enjoyed. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really I don't think this movie is, I don't think it was too good because, firstly, there it was like it was a bunch of random plot lines put into one movie, and it was completely random. Like one moment we were with Claire, Owen, and Maisie, and then the next moment we were with I can't remember their names, but the two old characters that came back, we were with them with the issue of the locust, and it became almost not about the dinosaurs. I mean, they were in it, but it was like they were not really a central part of the plot line. I mean, there was a whole um conflict of we're now living among the dinosaurs, and they did address that, so that was good. But I just felt like it was, at some point, it started to feel like a bad version of Taken, because there was one point in the movie where Macy, the little girl, gets kidnapped by the villains of the movie, and now Claire and Owen have to go find Maisie. And Owen even it was either Owen or Claire. One of them, when they confront the villain, I'm pretty sure it was Owen, and he says, "Where's the girl? Where's the girl?" Just like in Taken, when Liam Neeson says the same line to the villain. So it reminded me of a bad version of Taken, and so I didn't like that part of the movie. And while we're on the subject of Macy, you know, they kind of changed the plot line of her being a clone around. Like, we find out from Dr. Henry Wu, which I'm glad they had him in the movie because he's been in all the movies. Um, he told Maisie that, contrary to what Mills told her in the second movie, that Lockwood cloned her from her his daughter. He actually said that's not true. Your mother created you with her own DNA. Like, there was no baby father involved. It was just, she created her with her own DNA and gave birth to her all on her own, which that's really weird to me. That's very, very weird to me. And that kind of takes away from the point of the end of the second movie, because the reason Macy empathized with the dinosaurs was that, according to her, was that they were clones just like her. And in this one, it's kind of like they're saying, no, you're not exactly a clone. I mean, maybe kind of, but she was created by her mother though. Like he didn't just clone her from the daughter. The daughter made her herself. So that was really weird, and that took away from the second ending of the ending of the second movie. And then apparently Blue has a the raptor Blue has a daughter now. Because kind of like Macy's mom, Blue reproduced herself. So that's kind of a weird plot line in the movie. So I really didn't like that point in the movie either. And I gotta say, I liked the characters like Owen and Claire and Macy. I liked them. I liked how they still had the two from the second movie. Their names are escaping me. I think it was Zia and Franklin. They were in the beginning of the movie, but then they kind of disappeared by the middle of the movie. They weren't really in it. And then the villains, okay, the villains' motivations, like that whole thing, it was just it was never fully explained why they kidnapped Macy, why they did that. They said, oh, she's valuable for some reason, but they never truly explained why they kidnapped her. So the villains' motives were weak because they never fully explained why they kidnapped her. It was never, so I don't even know. And then, really, the most frustrating part for me was the end of the movie because apparently the end of the movie, it's literally there's Parasaurolophus, which is the dinosaur with the horn, the curved horn and the back of the head. They're now running with the horses. The birds, the prehistoric birds and the present day birds are flying together, and some other form of community with the so the basic message of the movie is now we have to learn how to coexist together with the dinosaurs. But that doesn't make sense because the whole conflict of this third movie was that we're living amongst these creatures that can kill us. That and so now the resolution is, oh, now we have to just learn to live with them. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. That makes absolutely zero sense to me. There's still, I mean, it's not like that like there's not going to be problems anymore. There's still going to be problems. The T-Rexes and the carnivores are still there, and they're going to still try to eat everyone. I mean, they're going to cause n- nationwide havoc and worldwide havoc even. And it's like, oh, but we have to learn to coexist. I mean, that isn't so there's no real resolution to the conflict of being with the dinosaurs. And again, this whole thing would have been avoided had they ended the second movie like I said they should have. They should have just had Claire or Macy not press the red button and let the dinosaurs out. He should have let the dinosaurs. Don't crucify me for saying this. Is I love dinosaurs and I didn't want to see them die, but that would have been a good resolution. Just let them die off. Don't let them out of the mansion. I'm talking about the ending of the second movie when there was a whole conflict of the toxic gas is going to kill them. So Maisie let them out because she empathized with them. But they only did that because they had to have a third movie. Because the first Jurassic Parks had three movies. So now apparently the Jurassic World franchise had to have three movies. No, not necessarily. You could have ended the movies on the second Jurassic World and it would have been fine. You could have let the dinosaurs die off, and then they wouldn't have had the conflict of living amongst the dinosaurs, which they never truly addressed. Again, the resolution was we have to learn to coexist with them. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense. They're gonna try to kill us. That wouldn't happen in the real world. So they should have really ended this franchise, second Jurassic World. That should have. Like the second movie, I understand why they made the second movie because that was a legitimate conflict. But this movie was just so all over the place and should never have happened, in my opinion. I'm sorry. You know, you might disagree with me in the comments. I mean, that's fine, it's your opinion, but my personal opinion, they really should have ended it at the second Jurassic World. And this movie should not have happened because it was unnecessary and it was a weak, very, very, very weak storyline. So I mean, was it entertaining? Yes. Did I like seeing the dinosaurs? Yes. Did I like the characters? With the exception of the villains who were forgettable? Yes. But I just thought it was so random, so all over the place. So I don't know. I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. Was not a big fan of this movie. And and that's disappointing because I really did want this movie to be great. I wanted this movie to be a movie that I was going to enjoy, but I just didn't. I just did. In fact, the friends that I went with to see the movie, they felt the same way. They were like, that wasn't good. And that's disappointing because I love the Jurassic Park movies. I love the first two Jurassic Worlds. Well, I love the first one. The second one was kind of okay. But I liked the second one at least, but this one I just didn't like at all. It wasn't great. So I don't know. This whole thing could have been avoided had they just ended the second movie like they should have and not had a third movie. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of this movie down in the comments, like and subscribe. So this brings me to the end of the Jurassic World reviews. So please leave comments down below. Give me suggestions of what movies I should review next. I don't have an idea yet of what next movie I will review, but if you guys give me ideas, suggestions, any new movies that you guys want me to review, leave them down in the comment section so I can, review them and I'll watch them and I'll post a review of it. Now I will say, I'm not gonna do a movie review next week because next week I am going on vacation next Thursday with my family. We're going to the beach. Woo! Fun time. So there's not going to be a movie review next week, but I will absolutely do one the following week. So my next movie review will be in 2 weeks. So you guys have 2 weeks to give me ideas of movies that you guys want me to review for the next movie review. But that's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below, give me suggestions, please. And I will see you guys all in the next video.